Hello everyone, it's Cirque, and today we're going to be unboxing my Kickstarter rewards from the Boston Metaphysical Society, which looked to be a very interesting paranormal steampunk adventure comic that I was very excited about from the moment I found the Kickstarter. And as you can see, this box is very big. I had to raise up my camera angle from what I usually have it at in order to get the whole box in, so I can't see my screen as well as usual. So hopefully, as I'm showing things off, they will be in frame, but if not, hopefully I'll remember to refilm them. But we obviously have a lot to get into in this, so I'm not going to dawdle on the introduction too much. Oops. A lot of fun packing peanuts, first of all. So, maybe a bit of a mess getting everything out. Oh, actually, we have a card on top addressed to me, so let's look at that first. It is a Hallmark card. Ooh. It's a very nice thank you card with some golden swirl patterns. And inside it says, "Dear Finley, thank you for supporting the project. It's much appreciated." And I believe, Best Maddie. I believe Maddie's the name of the writer for the Boston Metaphysical Society. And then our first item, we have the Boston Metaphysical Society Ghost Ship audio drama. And we have a first look at our main characters. We have Samuel Hunter, an ex-Pinkerton detective, Caitlin O'Sullivan, a medium and spirit photographer, and Granville T. Woods, a genius scientist. And the synopsis for the Ghost Ship audio drama is: when a ghost ship sails into Boston Harbor, killing anyone who boards her, Samuel, Caitlin, and Granville must solve the mystery as to why it has appeared before anyone else dies. So that's fun. You don't see a lot of audio dramas anymore, so that was something that I was very excited about. Kind of like a little fiction podcast on CD, if you're not sure what that is. And next up we have a little wrapped up box. And it looks like Boston Metaphysical Society has some different stickers. The one on the front of our main box had a dirigible on it. And this one has a owl that looks like it's wearing some kind of monocle or other sight magnifying device. Ooh, and then inside we have some fun pins. We have one that has a dirigible on it. Hoping I'm catching the light properly. We have one with a Tesla coil. We have this, I know what the word is. I've seen it used in multiple different contexts. I want to call it a trifecta, but that's obviously not the right word. I'll have the word on the bottom of the screen of what this is called. It's try something, and it has like Celtic meaning and meaning in like witchcraft, so I've seen that a couple times. We have a pin of Nikola Tesla. We have one that, okay, it's a steam locomotive. We have looks like a spirit camera, maybe. And then our last pin is, ooh, this one has to be my favorite. It's a little plague doctor. That's fun. So set those there. Actually, maybe I'll put them back in the box so that they don't get lost. See, I almost lost one of them. So it's probably a good idea to put them back in the box where they'll be safe. But I'll keep that open. And then digging underneath the packing peanuts. Ooh, then we have a metal bookmark that says the Boston Metaphysical Society on it, and it has a lightning rod, it looks like, coming out of a building. That's a nice coppery color. Ooh, and then we have some more metal bookmarks to look at. We have 3 bookmarks that are identical other than color. They say the Boston Metaphysical Society on them. And then they have, I believe that those are dirigibles. And then we get that in a golden color, a copper color, and a silver color. So I'll add those to my bookmark collection and probably use at least one of those when I'm reading the comics. And then next up, ooh, we have a fun novel of the Boston Metaphysical Society. It's the prelude to the story, and it's all wrapped up in plastic. Just gonna take that out of the bag so we can take a better look at it. And on the back it says, imagine an alternate steampunk history where ghosts and demons are a normal part of life. Families known as the Great Houses control the economy of the great states of America, and the middle class and their lower class Irish sole purpose is it to not only serve them, but to rid their lives of supernatural beings. Compiled together for the first time are 7 stories based on the popular steampunk comic Boston Metaphysical Society. The collection includes Steampunk Rat and the Demons of Liberty Row, in addition to previously published short stories The Clockwork Man and The Way Home. All stories are prequels to the comic and contain no spoilers. The book also contains line art by Emily Hu. So that's fun. So that's our cover again, and we have our 3 protagonists on the front. And I'm just doing a quick flip through. We have some nice header art and some gears around the page numbers, and then we have our line art for the stories. I believe they're just on the they're just on the separators between the comics or the stories. So that's fun. I definitely enjoy reading that before I read the comics themselves, so I can get a little context, a little history about the characters. So I'll put that on my reading list and hopefully get a chance to read that soon. Ooh, and then we have another book, it looks like. The Boston Metaphysical Society, A Storm of Secrets. And there's a woman with a glowing necklace on the front with that symbol that I can never remember the name of. And the back of that one says, Politics and Power, Demons and Spirits. When ex-Pinkerton detective Samuel Hunter marries Elizabeth Weldsmore, the heir to one of Boston's great houses, he knew his life would change forever, but he never expects the return of Elizabeth's psychic abilities. Not only do they have to keep it a secret, but Elizabeth must learn quickly how to master them, for a psychic in a great house is a political liability which her father, Jonathan Weldsmore, knows only too well. As the great houses jockey for power, the 3 of them must contend with treachery, subterfuge, and potentially a new demonic threat in this political and supernatural thriller set in an alternate history Boston of 1890. Which that sounds very exciting. And I believe that leaves us with our comics after that. Ooh, a whole mess of comics. Oh, we have one more, yes. We have one more item I forgot about that I didn't see. We also have a Boston Metaphysical Society magnet, which looks like it has a color illustration of the building on our bookmark. So that's very interesting. That must be their headquarters, I'm assuming. And tidy up my bookmarks quick. So we have some thinner comic books, and then we have some trade paperbacks. So we'll look at the thinner ones first, and then we'll get to the trade paperbacks too. So we have We have issues 1 and 2 of Mystery at Pikes Peak, and they're both signed by the writer. So first we have our main character, our main female character, Caitlin, I'm assuming that is, on the front of that one, and okay, the backs are just blank. And then on volume 2 we have a couple of different characters. These 3 I'm assuming are our main characters, and these 2 probably meet in the course of the story. And just going to do a quick flip through to give you an idea of what the artwork looks like. It's very nice. And then in a separate bag, it looks like we have some alternate covers of those same 2 issues. We have Mystery at Pikes Peak 1 and 2 again, and they're also signed. And these covers, we have our 3 protagonists, and I'm assuming an alternate version of could I get it in frame? This lady, I'm thinking, though I don't know, maybe she's a different character. And then a close-up of who I'm assuming for now is Caitlin, with some very steampunky hands. And then we finally get to our trade paperbacks. Just open the bags up off screen. So we have volumes 1 and 2 of the Boston Metaphysical Society. And, ooh, okay, so these have some synopses. So we'll see what's going on in these trade paperbacks. The first one says, this is the first one, right? Yep. Okay, the first one says, with over cough years in the comic business as a writer, editor, and artist and publisher, I've worked with many new and established writers and artists. Madeleine Holly-Rosing and Emily Hu are the real deal. It's hard to believe that Boston Metaphysical Society is their first book series. With its spot-on writing and elegant illustration, it's got something that crosses genres and refuses to be pigeonholed. We'll see more of this dynamic duo. Okay, so that's not a synopsis of the story, but a very glowing review of the artist and writer's work, so that makes me even more excited. And it looks like the back of this one is more fun reviews that I'm not going to read, but these are also signed and they look very fun. Do a quick flip through of volume 2 of this one as well. More of that beautiful art. Oh, okay, this one, was that a letter I saw? Oh, alright, so we have some notes by the characters, it looks like. Or maybe it's a review of the characters. I'll have to take a better look at that. Yeah, but it looks like maybe this is a review of the important players before we get into the story. So that's fun. So that'll be very interesting to read. I will have to put that on my reading list. And I love steampunk and I love the supernatural, so this was right up my alley. I knew I had to get it when I saw it. I just had a little back and forth for a bit about exactly how many of the items I would get, but I'm very happy that I decided to spring for one of the higher tiers in the Kickstarter. And I believe this is an ongoing series, so if the things you saw today look interesting to you, I would recommend going on Kickstarter and looking up either this campaign, or they had one other campaign for, I believe, hardcovers of these that I did not contribute to because I wasn't sure if they would be repeats of what I already had, but you can look them up and follow their account, and hopefully in the future you can get some fun Boston Metaphysical Society goodies for yourself. Okay, there is one more item that I did not see until I was starting to put the items away, but we also have a Boston Metaphysical Society coloring book, which is fun. You don't get a lot of coloring books with these types of Kickstarters. But we have our main characters on the front, and then some nice cartoony line work. It gives you lots of room to color with your medium of choice. Ooh, there's some historical figures that are going to show up in the series. That's fun. Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Edison, Tesla, and Houdini. Then we have some more comic book characters. But I like this artwork. It gives you lots of room to color with your medium of choice, whether that be colored pencils or markers or what have you, without sacrificing too much of the style. So I'm not sure I don't think I'm going to color directly into this book. I want to preserve it in case this series really blows up and it's worth something more. It's worth more than I paid for it someday. But I definitely want to make copies of these and color them because they look very fun. We have a demon, a mechanical scourge. Ooh, so very fun. We have a little bit about the creators that I'm not going to read because my throat's starting to get a little sore, but you can pause and take a look at that if you would like. So yeah, that is very fun. But I hope you had a great day. I hope you have some fun books and comics to entertain yourself with. And I hope to see you again soon.